Do you walk into the airport kind of feeling like James Bondish these days, where you're not really sure what you're walking into, what changes are happening, which line do I go to? Today, I'm getting into the travel changes coming in 2026, as well as a few that happen in 2025 that you may not be aware of if you're not a frequent flyer. Buckle up. I'm about to get into all those changes so that when you go to the airport and jump on that airplane, you can be a little more relaxed. I'm Andrea with a glimpse of good travels, that pilot wife lady helping you travel well, travel light, and travel in your own kind of style. Let's fly into it. Change number one happened this summer, and that is we get to leave our shoes on now, which is fabulous. It's speeding up the lines. We can wear any shoes that we want, sort of. It still matters the shoes that we wear. The safest bet usually are sneakers. Rarely will you be asked to take those off. Now, do the scanners go off sometimes and they'll ask you to take off your belt, your bulky jewelry, and possibly your sneakers? Yes. Usually the culprits are the chunkier heels that have metal in them, or some boot that have steel in the toes. Those will still have to come off. Change number two is the digital facial recognition everything. This change is number two, but I have like 2.1 through 2.4 because there is a lot. Even I, who go through airports frequently, I was overwhelmed by this and had to do a little research myself to make sure that I get all of these terms right. I mean, goodness sakes, we are marching forward through this and we are going all digital. Number one, or 2.1, the Real ID, and that went into effect back on May 7th of 2025. Driver's license that you have, each state individually had their own parameters, have that gold star in the corner. That means you have a Real ID. There are some states, Washington State for one, that does not have a star, but it says enhanced driver's license. That is a Real ID. If you have that, you're good to go. It has taken the TSA a lot more time for those that do not carry a Real ID or a passport. If you don't have those, it takes time out. A TSA agent has to spend more time with it. The big change with that one now is there is a $45 charge if you do not have a Real ID. And what that gives you is you will get through. However, you're charged that $45 and it's only good for 10 days. Not pay your $45 and you're good for the whole year. If you haven't, it might be the time to get a Real ID. That is change 2.1. This one I'm going to read from my notes. 2.2, I want to make sure I get all the points accurate. When you're watching this video, at the time that I film it, it's all up to date. However, it's a good rule of thumb to go through either MyTSA app or get on the TSA official site and double check the information if this is maybe 6 months, a year that you're watching this afterwards, to make sure that it's still up to date. Those two resources are usually my go-to when I want to double check something. 2.2 is the digital identity and facial comparison. If you've been to the airport recently, this is in like over 250 airports by now. It looks like an iPad, and what it does is you look into the camera, the TSA agent has your driver's license, and it's a faster way to compare your face with the identification, and it's not relying solely on a person to compare using their eyes. The camera is helping them. This would be another adjustment that you can opt out. If you're not comfortable using this facial ID, you can request that the agent do it manually. Give yourself a little extra time when you're going through security because it may not be as fast as using the digital camera. Easy peasy. Other part of that facial comparison and digital identity is you can also add your driver's license to your Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, Samsung Wallet, whatever your mobile device is. You can add it in there and use their physical scanner. Below that camera is a scanner that you would put your Apple Wallet, if once you've uploaded through the TSA channel, scan it that way. The advantage, you don't even have to take out your driver's license. It's just one less thing to worry about. You're not having to worry about, like, if you drop it, you do need to sign up for it and be TSA approved for the digital ID within the app before you can use it. It does take a little pre-work before you go through. And in the description, I will put the official link down there if it's something you're interested in. The upside to that is everything's in your phone, and that's the only thing you have to take out of your bag, which is great. Less chance of loss, easy. The downside to that is everything's in your phone. If you are like my son, who likes to take his battery down to like 10%, might not be the best choice because you got to have fully charged. The other piece to that is this digital ID does not replace your driver's license. You still need to have your physical driver's license with you when you travel. I don't know if people really do that, but it just lets us keep it in our bag versus pulling it out all the time. And change 2.3 would be the pre-check touchless digital ID. Say that 3 times fast. This is for pre-check people only, and it is a line that also has the facial scanners for us. This opt-in feature is through your airlines app. Another good reason to download your frequent flyer, your favorite airline, onto your phone. We'll get into a little more of why everyone should have their airlines app on their phone in a minute. What you would do is, one, you must have pre-check, 5-year fee, as well as application process, interview process. There is a TSA pre-check line, which has been in effect for a long time, but now there is this digital ID line, which is touchless. You will have that green circle around your pre-check with a little green person there. That means you are ready to go and can go into that touchless scanning ID line. You love to fly American or United or Delta. You're going to go at their airports, look on your app. They have a line on there that tells you which airports they have this touchless ID for you. And then you can go into that line, kind of spreading us out, where you have the general line, you have the TSA pre-check line, you have priority line, and now we have this pre-check touchless digital line, spreading us out, which is also speeding up the line. Put that link down below, so if you want to do a little more research, get more information, and then see if it's available at your airport. Just gives you another option. Change 2.4, biometric face scanning. This one is actually at the boarding gate. I've seen this mainly on our international flight. You will scan the passport, and then it will also do a facial recognition. It's speeding up the boarding process on international flights, which those planes a lot larger, a lot more people, but we may see it more and more as they fine tune things on the larger planes, 747s, 787s, 777s, where we have a large number of people, and then it's just faster to match those two once you scan. Change number 3, I actually came across this one on a reel, and it is the airport visitor pass. I was truly baffled. I'm like, this can't be real. It turns out it is. I went on the TSA website, couldn't find anything on the website. So I'm like, okay, not real. However, there was a list of the airports that it's available in right now. I typed in the SeaTac airport, and lo and behold, they do have a page. I'll put the link in there as well. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, because I'm not really sure this is a benefit. You will go on and apply to be a visitor to go through security if you're seeing someone off an international trip, or you have someone in the military who's shipping out and you want to stay with them as long as possible. I totally get that. If my child was, I would want to be with them as long as possible before they were heading out. At SeaTac, they allow up to 300 visitor passes per day. You have to go through the specific checkpoint 4 to use it. If you're approved, you can go through with your traveler to go through into the other side, into the secure side. My question, security lines are already so long at a lot of airports right now. We're going to add another large group of people. I consider 300 a large group, into that security line who aren't even flying. I don't know, it's a mix. I am a mom, so I get it, help someone through, but there's resources for that too. There's TSA cares. There's a lot of reasons, and it could go either way. If you got an opinion on it, I'm just curious. Put it in the comments. Just remember to be nice. It's not about judging. It's just about seeing different ways that maybe I'm missing something. Change number 4 would be the new 3D scanning devices that are going in at the screening lines. Outstanding, because they are getting more high tech, that we are having to take fewer things out of our bag. We can leave them in the bag, laptop, toiletry bags, anything like that. You can leave them in the bag because the scanners can go and read all of it, which is great. Less chance of forgetting something, losing something, and it's speeding up the lines, which is always a benefit. Not all the airports have this yet, as well as if something is seen as questionable, you will be asked to take it out. I don't know how many times I've said this, but I'll say it again. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There may be an alert that we aren't aware of. I like the safety factor. If it's there to keep me safe and in the air, all for it. Yes, please. So it may take a little extra time if you may have something that they can't recognize, say a coffee can full of quarters that your son receives from their grandparents, a funny gift. They have to dump all those quarters out into the gray bin to make sure it's just quarters, and then you get to watch him collect them all back up into the coffee can to get through security. Yep, my son. It could be entertaining too. If you were someone going through there, you might look and be like, what on earth? Number 1, who has that many quarters these days? And 2, why would you bring him through the airport? Darn kid had to get back to college and he needs quarters for laundry. Travel change number 5 for 2026. When in question, check the MyTSA app. This is a wealth of information. If you have a question of, can I bring that? There's a whole list on there. If it's not answered, there's the bar at the bottom that says Ask MyTSA, and you can have a live chat during business hours with a TSA agent to get that question answered. It is a wealth of information before you even get to the airport, which can save you a lot of time. The other big question that's coming up with a lot of people these days are the portable chargers. The Asian airlines and the fires that they had, you're not allowed to put these in your checked luggage. It's just a good idea to keep your portable charger in your personal item bag with you at all times, because there's also certain airlines now that are starting to say that you cannot keep it in your bag and charging at the same time. You need to have it out if you're using it to charging, which I don't have a cord long enough, so I would obviously have it out. But there's a reason for everything, I'm sure. Good idea if you carry a portable charger to keep that in your personal item bag with you and never in the checked luggage anymore. And hey, if you have a friend or family member that travels but not frequently, share this with them so that when they go to the airport, it's easier, less stress, and they're kind of in the know and familiar. Okay, travel change number 6. Boarding times are up in their game. Where before it was 30 minutes the standard. Now airlines are 30 to 40 minutes. Usually it's plane size dependent. More people to load, more bags to get on there. They're going to start boarding 40 minutes before. And international flights have always been a longer boarding time as well. Can be anywhere now from 30 to 40 minutes. They start the boarding times. Don't dilly-dally. The other piece to that is they are closing the doors. And they will say this on your boarding pass. They make announcements. It should be in your airline app. We close the flight 15 minutes before departure. You don't have a big window there. 2026 travel change number 7. International travel passes, travel visas, they're getting an upgrade also. The UK ETA was in effect starting January of last year. The EU EES system has started. Nothing you have to do if you're traveling to Europe within those regions. Just be prepared that the line might take a little bit longer because they are collecting all of the facial recognition ID data when the EU ETIAS begins and about the last quarter of 2026 that they are ready to go for that. And that is going to be the application process. If you're planning a European trip, because you also will have to apply for that, pay that fee, get accepted before you can leave on your trip. And there's talk of other countries starting kind of this same process. With so many of us traveling now, countries are kind of getting inundated. I can't say that I blame them. I will put a link to another video that I did specifically on these types of passes and what you need to do before your trip, so that if you're traveling internationally, that you can start to look into that information and get it all ready to go. Two other things I will add to that is make sure your passport has at least 6 months validity past your return date. That is a requirement for a majority of the countries. So if you're getting close, just apply for a new one so you don't have to worry about it. And the second piece to that may not be well known is check how many pages you have left. Countries that still put in passport stamps can require 2 to 4 blank pages in your passport. I put a Post-it note inside my passport with my blank pages to make sure that I have enough. If not, you're going to need to order another passport as well. You can't add pages into it. They do have the option, if you are a frequent traveler, to get the larger passport book so that you wouldn't run into that. Travel change number 8, airlines are going to have free Wi-Fi. Not everyone. Airlines have been testing upgraded Wi-Fi. They offer Wi-Fi, but usually they charge. I know American Airlines, starting in 2026, is going to be offering free Wi-Fi. What's the catch? You gotta have the AA Advantage app. Another reason, make sure when you fly that you have the airlines app. They're not gonna spam you with a bunch of emails. I do get emails, and I have 4 airline apps on my phone, but really I'm not inundated with anything. And the notifications that they send me on my fly day are really helpful. Back to the free Wi-Fi. Sign in through your airlines app, as well as, even if you don't use the Wi-Fi, there are airlines, Alaska Airlines, Delta, United, they already allow you to use iMessage, texting, and Facebook Messenger to send text. You can't do videos or photos, but if you want to text family members while you're flying, you're still able to do that. Travel change number 9. In 2026, make it the year of smiles and kindness. I know travel day can be stressful, especially when flights get canceled or delayed. We're just all trying to get to our beach vacation. We're all trying to get there, and they're trying to get us there. But there are so many moving parts in all of this to get us where we need to go, and we will get there. Maybe not when we were planning on it, and that's not ideal. My daughter got me one of my favorite quotes: be curious, not judgmental. When we're walking through the airport with so many different people, curiosity is the best cure. Of like, wonder why they yelled at me like that. Maybe they're having a bad day. It's so hard to turn that other cheek. Let's give it a go. If you found this video helpful, or again, if you have friends or family that's going to be traveling, please share this video with them. I share a video every week to help you travel well, travel light, and travel in your own kind of style. Happy travels from that pilot wife lady. Rewind. Touchless ID with it has, my tongue's not working. So you, not UK, just said that.